Hey guys, so for the longest time ever, Samsung has literally dominated the smartphone industry in the pure amount of units sold each year, topping the list what seems like forever. And since its rise to number one, it's managed to keep its top spot away from what is an ever-growing list of Chinese rivals, with phones like the Note series and S series taking a lot of the headlines, but in reality it is the mid and budget ranges where most units are sold. But it's facing pressure from Xiaomi, Oppo, and well, yeah, Huawei. And it seems like for the first time ever in history, Huawei has actually beaten Samsung with a key metric, last month at least. Huawei are now the number one smartphone seller in the world for last month, selling more than Samsung. Obviously, the reasons for this are quite clear, as China has come out of lockdowns and started the economy back up. The rest of the world is lagging behind China and of course is mostly still in lockdown, although slowly getting back to normal as well. And of course, Samsung relying very heavily on all markets except for China, Huawei relying almost exclusively on China for its sales. So it really is a perfect storm for these two companies to go head to head at the top. However, it's clear over the last few years that there has been a trend of Chinese smartphone brands chipping away at Samsung's market share in the mid and budget sectors where the bulk of sales are. So the Note 20 series is a pivotal series for Samsung, not just the Note 20 Ultra and the Galaxy Fold 2, which will obviously steal headlines because of their flagship premium status, but the Note 20, the non-plus or Ultra version, is also really important as well. This phone will actually use some more affordable components. For example, this time we have heard that the Note 20 will use a flat display. Even though the flat display on the Note 20 will still be very high quality, it is just a fact that curved displays cost about 3 times as much as flat displays, and so this is an area where costs can be saved, which should mean a more affordable price for the Note 20. Samsung will hope that they've got the mix right, a more affordable flagship, a high-end flagship, and then the Galaxy Fold 2, just a monster that's going to steal all the headlines, I'm sure. They'll want this to kick off the recovery for them so they can take that top spot back from Huawei. Also in Samsung news though, and the future is always under planning for them, this crazy patent that has been brought to life by Let's Go Digital. As you can see, this patent was recently applied for by Samsung and shows a huge camera array with no less than 6 cameras. Looking at the patent, we can see that there may be as many as 5 wide-angle cameras with focal lengths of 28mm, and then at least 1 telephoto camera. In this mock-up, it actually looks like there's a periscope, although that could obviously change depending on what the manufacturer wants to do. What's really different though is that these camera units can actually move and tilt to create different angles of view. This would, according to the patent documents anyway, create much better panoramic images and also help with dynamic range of the images that you shoot with the camera. Because you can take the same image from slightly different angles with more cameras, it has a lot more information that it can stitch together using algorithms after you take the image. According to the patent documents as well, you can also get much more accurate bokeh or background blur from this to make it look like a DSLR camera. So will we ever see this in smartphones? Well, for right now, it's just a patent, and a lot of patents don't ever make it to finished products. Right now, we're in the megapixel race, 100 megapixels. But at what point does that stop? Because after a certain point, 150, 200, it's just increasing numbers beyond what is crazy. So maybe a different approach will create some better effects and actually some better results when it comes to other things other than just resolution in images. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what Samsung has planned for this weird camera array. But that's it for your Samsung and tech news for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.